Do 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 do. All right. So I'm gonna share you this.
Okay.
And go ahead and
Yeah, I can
close
see
all
it.
these out. I mean, I don't know why it's like buffering, but it's here. And I've got to I got to ping everybody and stuff. So, yeah, what is the deal? I have no idea. Everyone, Chiefs
Doc joined.
v
Let's go.
49ers. Hey, Doc.
Hello.
Dude, we're here to cast the game.
Dude.
I'm in a Mudchamps game.
Okay, bro.
I'll
Okay,
be
bro.
ready by the
Get
second
out of
half.
here. Get out of here.
I'm muting myself.
All right.
No, I want to.
Okay, that's fine then. All right. Well, Ducky, we're here.
All right.
It's playoff football, and the stream is awful. I'm going to be real. This stream, terrible.
It?
It's laggy.
Oh, no. He's
It's
offline.
laggy. Yeah, I can see that.
What the fuck?
Did he crash?
Oh, it desynced, apparently.
Dude, what is going on?
All right. Technical difficulties in...
Yeah, definitely some technical difficulties. So how about we talk about... What did I put? Oh, I'm an idiot. I put Chiefs. I'm an idiot.
Oh, no.
Falcons.
Falcons at Chiefs. What a game this is gonna be.
Yeah, what a mistake. I'm sorry.
Right here.
I mean, is the stream... The stream's not still going.
No.
Stream blew up, by the way, at Ragin.
He probably just turned it off.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe he just disconnected his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how good Nick's internet is.
At Nick, let's get that stream.
Yeah, Nick, alright. Let's go, Nick. Yeah, okay, no, Ragin's back up. Ragin's back up.
Okay. Is he back? I don't see him.
No, I have to click it.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. So, 720p action here, and it's completely silent. So, we finally made it. This is MKL playoff football. How excited are we, man? What a premier matchup. The Master versus the Mast E. That's not the word. You know what I'm trying to say. You know, yes, that's right. That's what I was going for. We all know that Nick has been taken under Ragin's wing, and we've seen them match up over and over again in the playoffs since that's happened. So, could be exciting.
Usually doesn't go too well for Nick.
Yeah. That truthfully, up until where we're at, it's been some dominance from Ragin, but eventually, traditionally, the mentee surpasses the master. So I'm very curious to see if now is the time or if it'll be sometime in the future. In motion here, Samuel, I think that's Devo Samuel, a little jet sweep action. Gets a few yards, sets up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and we had a chance to talk to Coach Ragin before the game. He wasn't too confident going into this one, but that tends to be a theme with the Falcons. And
yeah, Coach Ragin, he kind of revels in like being the underdog. I think that mentality is propels him forward. If he, you know what I'm saying? Like, usually you're supposed to be confident. Well, he likes to be like the opposite, and that's how he encourages himself. So
maybe it's just the way to motivate his players,
potentially. Huge third down and 4 here. Brock Purdy with a bunch to the right. We'll see what he's got cooking up. Looks like a difficult set to run on. He's gonna pass. Blitz coming, and bang! Nailed is Brock Purdy, and 4th down comes up. They're gonna have to punt. So just like that, an early stop here for the Falcons. Now,
It's definitely not a good start, but we do know Rajan is not afraid to punt the ball himself, so maybe Nick gets a stop here. It might not be over for him yet. But I don't know. I haven't seen
well,
much of Rajan's offense this year. I'm not sure
you
what
know,
he's running.
maybe the real Super Bowl is the friends he made along the way, Nick. Um, well, you'd imagine Nick's going to need a stop of his own early, maybe make this a defensive game. That could be exciting. Fred Warner was probably the unanimous defensive player of the year, I want to say. He leads the league in interceptions. Do you think we'll see him get an interception tonight against Michael Penix, who's only thrown 3?
Um, I think Rajan's gonna keep the game in front of him for most of it. He's probably not gonna be passing much, but if the game gets a little out of hand, maybe Rajan will start to air it out a little bit, and Fred Warner can snag one. I think he does have 19 on the year, so maybe he'll make that 20 today.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see what happens. And the 49ers were able to escape with a win over the Lions there in the wild card. Do you remember who Rajan played or no? Or no? I don't remember. Play action. Penix going deep. I don't think he has it. He does have it. That's Tyler Harrell. And that is why you need speed on your defense. This 49ers defense, I've criticized it. He's got 83 and like 84 speed players that are boosted by 2, as if that'll fix the problem. Spoiler alert, it won't. Speed is king, and that gets Rajan an early touchdown.
Yeah, I think if I'm Nick, I'm already thinking about benching Stephon Gilmore in favor of literally anyone else, but we'll see if he decides to stick with him for the rest of this game.
I think he's got a sense of loyalty for Stephon Gilmore because he went to free agency, but when nobody wanted him for obvious reasons, Nick made the decision to bring him back on a cheap deal, and here he is looking to bring his team to a Super Bowl at their expense. So exciting stuff. But if you're Rajan, you're on top of the world right now. You're getting casted, like you got the game in the bag. It's looking like, early stop. I don't know. I'd be on top of the world. Don't you think?
Yeah, all Rajan has to do is just not.
Wow, wide open. A little like double move corner. Did you see that? Deebo Samuel.
That's one of the best routes I think I've ever seen Deebo Samuel run.
Yeah, I will say Deebo Samuel has really been the glue that keeps this 49ers offense together. It's not really Brandon Ayuk or Christian McCaffrey as much as it is Deebo. Deebo in the passing game has done a lot to make Brock Purdy look more than above average, and we're gonna need to see a big game from Deebo not only in the passing game but as the run game as well. And we're gonna see an interception.
Wow.
Anderson, and this game's over.
I think
does not beat the mentor.
Well, I didn't hate it. It was scary because I think Rajan's disciplined enough to where he's going to run with it. But a lot of people kind of peel off, right, to try and bait something underneath. But Rajan stays very disciplined there and is able to swoop in and get the interception with what I believe is a linebacker. So,
looking a little like Fred Warner out there.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to say. The defensive player of the year, Fred Warner. You bet for a guy to get an interception in this game, you probably go him. But people who bet homie, the Anderson guy with 50 million speed, are winning big. So Garendo on an outside run here is going to gain about 3, and the run hasn't really been there tonight. Granted,
yeah,
he's barely run the ball.
Has really been doing a good job filling in his run gaps and being very technically sound in the run game, which hasn't let Garendo really move the ball. And this is a big revenge game for all of Nick's players. Again, third time's the charm to just embarrass the franchise that sent all these young guys away for some old vets thinking that it would work out for them. The only old guy that's really been successful on this Niners team is Fred Warner. And
oh my God, look at this play from Rajan. He puts him on a streak.
Yeah.
He literally, the play is a streak and nothing else. It's this, and it's open. Like he should have had it for a touchdown. That's how bad Nick's team is. He refuses to have speed.
Throwing streaks a viable offense.
I think Nick is gonna have to get.
Well, with how Nick has built his team, absolutely. But Rajan's constructed his team in a way that any team in the league basically is going to give up the streak for a touchdown. Easily the best receiving core in the MKL, but they're really held back by Michael Penix, who just hasn't been able to find a stride here yet. Back to throw, Penix unable to get the ball off is going to result in a 4th down and 7, and we're going to see the punt unit trot onto the field.
You know, with how the game was going, that punt was very much needed from Nick. And the way this game was going, I thought we were about to have one of the quicker playoff games, just because the other ones that we've casted take so damn long. But I was kind of hoping with the run game being established, it wouldn't be as long. But all these incompletions and streak touchdowns seem like we're in for another long one. And we're not paid hourly. We're paid salary. We don't want to cast more than we have to.
Wow, what a ball from Brock Purdy. Hits his man George Kittle on the sideline. I mean, he's able to high point it, get his feet in. That was excellent. And one thing I want to talk about, the Falcons have been airing it out on offense. Are you surprised to see that?
Oh, absolutely. But I think when you have a mismatch in the secondary, especially comparing it to their wide receiver core speed-wise, you got to start airing it out a little. And Troy Anderson almost gets
Dude,
another one
I mean,
right there.
I think he was throwing it away, but the fact that it like looked like he could have caught that in bounds is unbelievable to me. Like, that's crazy. Is going to bring up 2nd down, and Nick's pausing here. I wonder if we're making a sub. Is he fed up with Brock Purdy?
He may be fed up with his defense or something.
I don't know what the pause is for, but I've got to wonder if maybe we're making a substitution here, on the sideline. I can't really say. Now I've got to go look at the channel and see what's going on. Nothing is going on in here. I have no idea what the holdup is,
Well,
fellas.
let's talk about today's sponsor then, Steady. What is today's sponsor?
Dude, today's sponsor is OnlyFans. I recently made an account. I'd like for you all to come follow me. I'll be posting feet. And what else? You have any ideas?
Use code MKL for 10% off your first subscription.
Well, there we go. We're not sponsored by OnlyFans, actually. So don't try code it. Don't try code MKL. Don't try code MKL. It's not real. So we are back. Brock Purdy's still in the game. I have no idea what the substitution is or what happened, but we are back and ready to play some football. Spin move for Christian McCaffrey. Gains 6 yards. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
I will
Looks like
say
we might
with
get a
go ahead, Doug.
multicast here as the Chargers coach is on his way home now.
Really? Well, I definitely am not going to set that up, but maybe if he feels like waiting, I will cast you guys after. Back to throw. Heavy blitz coming. Purdy going underneath. Has his man Hitchens, and Hitchens is going down the field. Runs through one. Dude, what an athlete.
Man.
I wonder if is that the substitution he made? Did he put in Hitchens? Because I've never seen this guy in my life. And he goes ahead, breaks the tackle, runs through another. And Rajan was glazing his defensive backs, talking about their amazing performance this season, how he expects them all to make the jump to X Factor status. But right there, I just saw them get ran through. Oh, man. Blitz coming in, unable to get it off. Yeah, I mean, that was a scary spot. Looks like we had a shot play drawn up, but Rajan able to get the blitz to come in. Purdy unable to make a quick read and ultimately falls incomplete.
Yeah, not gonna lie, as you know, someone watching this game, this defense looks like it's 85 Bears territory with how dominant they look and how many abilities there are. And that's what is it, Jarkavius Martin with a pick 6?
And I don't know what the deal with the lob was. He's trying to throw the drag. He lobs it up. Maybe that's just the Brock Purdy way because his throw power is lacking, and that's one of the more important aspects to your quarterback. It's kind of his fatal flaw, if you will, and we see it right there. I think he did lob it. Like there's no way that's a bullet. Yeah,
I feel like that was a misclick.
Terrible mistake. And the Falcons' lead only grows here in the first quarter. Now, I don't think it's over yet for Nick, because I don't think Nick's played terrible on defense. Would you agree?
I agree. His defense has been really sound. I don't know if Fred Warner has lurk artists yet, but
He does.
If he did, that's very huge. Fred Warner is probably a top user to have, and having that on your team is going to keep you in any game pretty much.
Well, I think we're gonna have to see the 49ers defense come up big if they're to make a comeback in this game. They're in a 14 hole deficit very early. And I'm not sure this offense has it in them to get out of it. So first down here after the pick six, McCaffrey spin move to the inside, and that's a nice little run.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see the Niners stick to the run game a little more. It's been working well so far. Got to keep pounding the rock, especially past game. We're making some dumb mistakes there. Don't think we want Brock Purdy to be the one winning this game. Keep the ball in Christian McCaffrey's hands.
Yeah, Brock Purdy is definitely not a drop back quarterback, especially against this defensive line where Raging can guess pass. Not something that you want to do. That's probably something you have to see in the game plan. Be like, okay, we need to establish the run, and we can't get behind. And so far, the Niners have been unable to do that. So, bad game script moving forward for the Niners unless they can come up with some points quick.
Well, they opt to go pass on first down, and it's knocked incomplete. We'll see what happens on second. They are going to hand it off to Christian McCaffrey. Spin move again, and another gain of 6 yards. They've kind of been toting that thing on the ground. I'm surprised they're not more reliant on it. But at a third down and 4, it's kind of hard to justify a run. So we'll see what they pull out.
We are
It's
in
kind of hard to
territory
justify
here,
doing
but
anything on offense when you don't
Back to
have
throw, pressure coming, drag route. It's Bennett. Here's our guy. I mean, this is the guy who ran through. No, I don't think that is. He's not big enough. Well, that sucks. I thought that was the dude who was like a fan favorite. But right now he's probably a 49ers fan favorite as he picks up the first down. And one thing I'm noticing, I think this Niners team, outside of these turnovers, has moved the ball good. They just have to kind of lock in, and avoid doing that. Blitz
I
here.
agree.
Christian McCaffrey's got a room to run, a huge hole.
Run.
Can he get to the end zone?
Run.
Oh,
No.
he's stopped 3 yards short, and that's probably going to bring us to the end of the first. 14-0 is your score. He called a play.
Very, very unfortunate position to be in. At least the 49ers have a good type of run game. If you do not have a good run game and you're inside the 10, it's almost impossible to score, especially with the defense that Raging has. I assume Raging has an inside stuff, no outsiders, pretty much every ability that you could want to make a goal line stand here. So I imagine we're going to
Yeah.
have to see some type of pass come out, but even then,
So
all
I
the
will
PO
say he's got an inside stuff, and his other guy has goal line stuff. So a run up the middle is kind of out of the question here, I feel like. Running outside, McCaffrey unable to find a hole, loses a few yards. It's going to bring up second and goal from the 6.
What I'd like to see here is a little bit of trickeration. Let's go with a Brock Purdy read option. Completely fool everyone in the stadium.
Well, we'll see if that's what they decide to go with. I have my doubts that that's what we'll see. Though I have heard rumors that Nick is very impressive at maneuvering his slow quarterbacks as if they're like Lamar Jackson. We had a trips look here to the left. We're on the right hash. I figure we're just going to look at like an inside zone here. He's going to go RPO. He's got Bennett, who isn't going to fight forward for a touchdown, but he is going to pick up 3 and make this a little more manageable. Third down and goal.
yeah, I think if you're calling something like an RPO in that situation, it has to be going to your best players. I don't know why we're throwing it to Bennett instead of Debo Samuel, hoping he can fight for a few yards. But
Well, you put the ball in the hands of who you trust the most, and right now that guy's Bennett, who you've seen come up with a few catches today, and it's also kind of like to throw him off. Maybe they expect Debo Samuel, and then you hit him with Bennett, and they're like, "Wow, I didn't see that coming." Back to throw here out of the spread. Purdy, pressure coming in, going. Ooh, another interception. This time in the end zone, and Martin gets his second. This time he's not going back for a touchdown. But he is going to hold the door and make the Falcons escape with unscathed. So, huge interception there for the Falcons.
Yeah, just felt like a effort ball, and you can't come away with nothing there. Versus a team that's a lot better than you. You at least have to get some type of points because we could very well be going into half with 0 points for the 49ers. And who gets ball at half?
I think the Falcons get ball at half.
Yeah, very bad decision making from Nick. I'd say it's lack of experience, but he's been here before. So I'm not sure what he can do at this moment.
Little touch pass option maybe, and Garendo is a ton of field. I can't see anything because the camera angle sucks. I don't know how he plays like that, but he is going to get down to about the 30. Somebody just knocked on the door very loud. Big run there, and it's going to flip the field. Ducky, do you think there's any hope for the 49ers?
I think at this point you're just looking to find what pieces you can take into next year, and maybe get some points on the board, try out some new things. But at this point, with not getting the ball back at half, I
Yeah. Do any of you guys have insight on what the 49ers expectations were this game and for the season? Because they won their division for the first time. They got the 2 seed, and things were looking good. I imagine expectations were high, but when you run into your mentor and a juggernaut team like the Falcons have, I'm not sure how much of your expectations can be how much of expectations can be fulfilled when going against this team.
Well, it's been quite the storyline between these two because they famously made some deals early on in the franchise that you mentioned earlier, where basically all the young players went to the Falcons and all the old boomers went to the 49ers. And now it kind of shows now because the Falcons are, the hot team and they have the good players and the young players, and the 49ers have all these boomers who probably shouldn't be on the field, like Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to look back at those trades to see exactly where everyone in their career is right now. Both teams don't have a Super Bowl, so we can't say one team necessarily benefited more than the other. But the Falcons certainly appear to have a better trajectory with the players that they received than the Niners.
Penix just took a huge sack. Nick Bosa in on the sack. And, there's always rumors about Nick Bosa playing better against certain ethnicity quarterbacks. And right there, just licking his chops at the chance to hit Michael Penix, who kind of fits that bill, This is a long field goal.
There's no way he can hit this.
I mean, I don't know why you're saying that. That looks like money. That looks like money, baby.
Money.
Kick is up. Looks good. Does it have the leg? It does. Effortlessly. That thing would have been good from 80 for sure. And the Falcons are going to go up 17 points. Now, I want to believe there's hope for the 49ers. I kind of want to... I don't want to count them out just yet, but we haven't seen much to be positive about. They move the ball, they get deep in the red zone or on their side of the field, and then they kind of just turn it over.
Yeah,
so
there is a lot of hope, actually, because regardless if the Falcons score another touchdown, it's still only a 3-possession game. Granted, you do get 3 2-point conversions. So if you are the 49ers, you have to keep that in mind and consider going for 2, just so you can manage to keep it a 2-possession game if you do score.
And with the handoff to Christian McCaffrey, they're going to pick up another 6-yard chunk, and that's been there all day. It's just when you get down and the Falcons turn it up and activate their goal line stuffs, it's not there anymore, and I think that's why they kind of struggled deep in enemy territory. This time, Bennett, wow, nice spin move. And Ducky was kind of crapping on Bennett earlier, but I think he's kind of been one of the bright points for this 49ers team.
Yeah, Bennett and who was Bennett the one who
I don't think he was, but it kind of looks like him. The other guy was like 500 pounds. So inside run here, McCaffrey, spin move again to the inside. He loves that spin. And that's going to bring him down to the 42. Hurry up offense is here. He doesn't have long to snap it. He won't get the snap off.
If you're Nick here, you want to make sure that this is the last possession of the half.
I think you can't be worried about that because the guy hasn't put up any points. I think just worry about getting in the end zone. Ragin doesn't exactly have a explosive offense unless he's throwing a streak. And granted, there's nothing Nick could do about it because his team is so bad at secondary. But as long as you're scoring, you're a happy guy. Because I think Ragin is the type to maybe have mercy and, maybe let it go to the half and be comfortable with your lead. So 2nd down and 2 here. 1.5 minutes remain. Got like a wide bunch to the right. Gonna hand it off inside. This is McCaffrey. Gonna break a few tackles.
What
The
what X
result is
factor
all
does
the same.
McCaffrey have?
I think he might have like ankle breaker or something. I have no idea what he has. I can't
Because
see it.
if it was trust, I'd love to see him go on aggressive, knowing that he can't fumble and try and make some clips happen or something happen. At least be a little bit entertaining if you are going to lose this game.
Well,
I know like
this
Arizona's
time is
losing
dripping,
yesterday.
but they have 3 timeouts. They got to be careful not to have a bad clock management moment. Wow, he's Purdy's gonna run, gets shoved out of bounds. That was a nice little run there. Good job, Nick. So we're in red zone territory. So I think we're gonna see. Does goal line stuff activate in the red zone, or does it have to be end goal?
It has to be within the 5 yard line.
Oh yuck. Okay, well, 20 yards away could be his best bet to score then. We're going to see a double mug look from the defense. Play action, Purdy trying to scramble up the middle, but he's unable to get through that massive man, and
hits
they're going to
almost
take
all
their
of his-
first time out.
I would love to see Nick get out of these spread formations because I don't think it's worked a single time. I think he needs to sit in bunch or even single back and just run the
Yeah,
ball.
that brings up a great philosophy question, Steady. If you're in the red zone, do you prefer to be in tight compressed sets or do you prefer to be in spread sets?
I mean, I'm a bunch guy through and through, so I think many would consider that pretty tight. Um, But I don't mind either. Like I don't mind going empty. That's what Stinky likes to do sometimes is go empty. I think there's a little bit for everybody. But me personally, I like to always be in the bunch. That's kind of my thing. Hit as he throws, Purdy unable to get the ball within range of any receiver, falls incomplete. Gonna bring up 3rd and 13 from the damn near 20-yard line. And at this point, I think scoring a touchdown could be out of the question, but Ragin does come out in quarters, and if we can get some pancake action going here, could be our best chance to score. He is going to pass. He's got a guy wide open. Kittle's going to catch it, fights through the contact, and he's down to the 1. Niners
And
are going to
worst
widely.
possible spot you can be in.
I mean, the 1-yard line is tough, but I think he could get an outside run. He's just got to be aware of where these ability players are, these inside stuffs, these outside guys. Like, run away from whoever has no outsiders. What the hell? End around Debo Samuel, and he's got.
The Debo works. A little bit of trickery, which is what Doc wanted, works.
Yeah, you did make the call. You said, I want to see a trick play here to get him in the end zone, and it works wonders. So, someone dialed it in on the 49ers sideline, said, Coach, why don't we try this? And it works out. They get on the board, and now the game is a whole lot more interesting, provided Ragin doesn't throw a streak for a touchdown in 21 seconds.
Yeah, and when you're facing such an aggressive defense that swarms to the ball and has the abilities to kind of insta-shed, having some kind of end around or play where you're like countering to their aggressiveness can really work against them, and it does there. Would have loved to see the Niners go for 2 in that spot, just in case the Falcons do get a touchdown, just because it decreases the amount of possessions that you're behind. But unfortunately, Nick didn't do well in school with math, evidently.
Like
Needs
I
to be
said,
focused on baseball.
I think he needed to just get in the end zone. Ragin's a pretty conservative guy, and the only way he's going to push the ball down the field is if he's throwing a streak. So you don't give up the streak. I mean, I'm okay giving up 3. Just don't give up a streak, and he's wisely going to give cushion to try and prevent that. But his team is so bad, I literally think he could try and bomb it anyway down the field. So
I think so too.
He's getting ready to roll out to the right, which seems like a mistake.
It is a very big mistake. One thing that Ragin
Gonna have
that
the
I've tried to
touchdown.
Wow, Luke Musgrave, I think, on the corner, unable to hang on to it, and that's gonna bring up a 3rd down and 2 here. And if Nick could get a stop here, I mean, it'd take a lot, but imagine if he were to score a touchdown. That'd be hilarious. That'd make my life a lot more interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna happen, but it could happen. Little run here. I don't know who the hell that is. Well, he's gonna get the first down. And this drive will keep going. So Ragin trying to get 3 here, which helps, but not super impactful, I don't think, with the current score outlook, but it is you take points when you can get them in the playoffs. So we're gonna see Rajan maybe be aggressive here. I figure that running the ball is completely out of the question, like for sure. Don't you think?
No, not with Rajan.
Well, he's got one
probably
timeout
thinking,
in a
he's
dream.
probably thinking, I only need 10 more yards to kick this field goal, maybe 15. I can
Wow,
potentially be
prevent
at.
defense. I think he
Don't like
could
this
look
at
to run the
all.
ball.
There's too much time to be running.
Wow, it's a zone coverage. He's gonna make the tackle on Tyquan Thornton, and I don't think that's gonna be field goal range. I think he's at his own 48. So, it's end zone or bust here if he wants a shot at points. I don't think he's gonna be able to get out of bounds in 3 seconds. So, Nick, just gotta protect the end zone. What the hell is this? It's like Rage's got some trickery up his sleeve. We'll see what he's got dialed up. So Nick gonna back up the 49ers DBs here. Thornton in motion to the right.
Don't
This
like
is
a C route.
yeah. I mean, this is wacky. Well, play action. Don't know who's falling for that. Back to throw. He's got Adams, and we're gonna need a tackle from Gilmore, who misses completely. Touchdown, Falcons.
Oh my god.
And that's why you need to get Stephon Gilmore's old off the field. Trent Adams, the Blazer. He was in the season 1 draft, clearly one of the best receivers available. Falls to Rage and all the way at like pick 15 or something ridiculous. Did he do the? Oh no, I didn't. He didn't do it. Oh man. Well, Trent Adams goes ahead and gets an easy 7, just outrunning all the 49ers defenders. And that's probably a back-breaking play if you're Nicholas.
Yeah, and now we're into the spot where you're down 3 possessions, which sucks.
I mean, what an unbelievable thing to give up. I can't believe he scored.
I feel like we all knew in our heart of hearts there was probably a 60% chance Rajan scores.
I mean, I at the start of the drive, if I had to pick if he scored or not, I'd bet that he scores, even though he's only got 20 seconds. But for it to happen in that way, you think, okay, well, I think that's ridiculous. Because it's literally all Stephon Gilmore. It's such a bad idea. And I've been telling Rajan all season, if I ever play the 49ers, I'm literally going to go at Stephon Gilmore, and he's going to get outrun by even my worst receivers. So I think he's taken that to heart, and that's kind of been the game plan here. We've seen him air it out and target these terrible DBs. Just what a nightmare scenario.
You can't help but hope for the 49ers' sake Stephon Gilmore retires this year.
I think I'd agree. I think it's been terrible. I don't think it's worth having the ability. Like I'd use like a guy with like 90 speed if he had an ability I wanted, But the dude is literally 83 speed playing up to 85. That can't be on the field, especially when one of your main competitors that you play in the playoffs every season has 99 speed at every position. Like it's just not going to cut it.
Maybe I'd even at safety, hell no, because that's your last line of defense. If anything, it's still
rolling to his left, throwing the crosser, just going to miss completely. And look at Stephon Gilmore trying to prove the haters wrong, but just too slow to be in position.
Stephon is that even though he has the KOs, he's not fast enough to knock the ball out.
That's what I've been saying. I mean, there's just no point in him being on this field. Oh my God, I think he was targeting Gilmore right there. Would have had a touchdown if Penix could have gotten the ball off, but instead it's going to be a 49ers stop. So
yeah, that's huge for the 49ers.
Yeah.
For the 49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers definitely needed to stop. Kind of put them in a position to turn it over in the red zone again, huh? Hopefully that's not what happens. This is Truz, by the way. Ooh.
Oh, that's terrible.
That was a bad moment. I don't think there was a whole ton he could have done about that because it looked like that was what he was trying to avoid, but just a low awareness play there from Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. I mean, this team is an old one that's trying to make a run with the last leg of these players' career, and right now things look bleak. But
and
I will say that If you
The
are
window
Nick
is
here,
closed.
Okay, let's hear from Ducky first.
oh, I was gonna say I will say if you are Nick here, you can't be too discouraged. I think other than the stupid turnovers, he has been playing this game pretty well. We see yardage wise, he's outgaining the Falcons. He's actually gotten, I think, 2 stops already on Ragin. If it weren't for the pick six and the 2 red zone interceptions, he'd be right in this game.
Yeah, I think the red zone has definitely been killing them. Now, Doc, what were you saying before that whole
Would
thing?
you say the window is closed for the Niners after the season, or do you think they still have enough
I
pieces
think
around them?
I think the window is like already closed. Like I can't believe we're trying out some of these players should not be on an NFL roster. Plain and simple. They have no spot in the league and they're literally only here because of the sentimental connection. Like the 49ers were ready to move on from Stephon Gilmore. But when nobody else wanted them and he was willing to sign for free because he knows he's not an NFL talent anymore, like the Niners jumped on it. Now he's their guy. So I think them skimping out at these positions really cost them. And we're kind of seeing it here today. Though the problem has been the offense, so not really. You know, we just need to see this team play more intelligently, limit the turnovers. Like I know it would suck to take your points in this spot, but you just need to get on the board.
Agreed, and we'll see if we can get some points.
Wow,
See
what a
some
play
good
from
block defense
Purdy.
by Purdy.
Purdy's able to find Kittle, puts his body on the line, and just gets absolutely railed by Troy Anderson. But it results in a
Troy
huge.
Anderson.
Oh my god, dude! He literally did a jump pass into a Troy Anderson spear, bro. That had to have felt terrible for Purdy, but probably glad to convert. Play action, Purdy looking to throw. Going underneath McCaffrey and just another low awareness play. Hits him right in the back. Falls incomplete. Usually you want to catch the ball with your hands, or at least
Not your back.
your body, like your chest. Catching the ball with your back, not the easiest thing to do. I've seen people
Do you
catch
think
the
the
ball
Niners
with like
need
their
to win in
legs.
the run game?
I think the run game was the only reason they were moving the ball earlier, but unfortunately, it seems like that's kind of closed up, and now we're in a 3rd and long, which is the problem with running it on 2nd and 10. Usually more of a first down thing.
And I will say, the narrative around Atlanta has been that Michael Penix isn't a good scheme fit for this team
Ooh.
in play action, as he is unable to complete throws rolling out in the opposite direction of his handness and getting some bad animations. And as a team that, when you're not throwing a streak, you're throwing some play action bootleg options. It's hard to have a QB like that, but Penix is pretty much showing out. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen too many missed throws from Penix today. So good on
Well, I'll
him.
tell you what. In terms of quarterback play, this is the battle of the mid. Two of the most mid quarterbacks in the MKL facing off. Exciting stuff. Play action here. Purdy going underneath. He's going to get C-Mac.
Why is Penix fed to you? Big spin move.
Penix throws with the wrong hand, and he's not superstar. So very mid, 95 overall. He just can't get over that hump, and I don't think he ever will get over that hump. Underneath, going to throw an interception to AJ Terrell. He had C-Mac wide open, and he was on that side of the field all by himself. I can't even go back because we're on Twitch. Christian McCaffrey is running a flat on the right side of the field, and he's completely unguarded and could probably take it in for 7. And once again, we see another costly red zone interception.
I think that will just about do it.
I mean, I think this game's been over for a while, but I was trying to hold out hope. Passing now is Penix. Throwing underneath is Garendo.
Garendo's gonna stay on his feet. That's
Fred
bad.
Warner in pursuit, unable to get there. Still just trucking on forward.
Flexing on the Niners sideline. Wow.
Oh
Bold
my
is
God.
what I would say about that.
I mean, Garendo, he's a young guy who's just feeling himself right now. I'm not going to say he's poorly coached.
This is a bit of a revenge game for him as well.
Yeah, I mean, Garendo was abandoned by the 49ers. Like, he deserves to flex a little bit. Fred Warner, unable to wrap up there. 1 yard run, though, regardless. And Garendo is wow.
Pretty tired.
Well, he's gotten the ball 2 plays in a row. He's broken a lot of tackles. I mean, I don't blame him, but we're probably going to just see this run to the end of the third, and that'll be about all she had. So put up them fours. We got playoff football coming to you after the break.
And we could see one of the biggest comebacks of all time here in MKL.
I mean, man,
so stay tuned.
I would be shocked to see a comeback. It'd be exciting, but I mean, Raging, unlikely to let up, I think.
Now, what has been one of the what in your recent memory it has been the best comeback that we've seen in MKL playoffs?
I've casted 2 games. But Ducky managed to come back. He was down 14 at some point as Nick is going to get a 2-yard tackle. I mean,
yeah.
no idea. Nothing comes to mind.
Last year, I gave up a 14-point lead under 2 minutes.
Well, there you go.
That
That
does
sounds
seem like
pretty.
a Ducky thing to do.
Yeah, that's definitely a Ducky thing to do. 3rd down and 12 here. Maybe this game's not over yet. The clock kind of just bleeding out as Raging looks through the entirety of his playbook. So we're down to 10 seconds.
I don't hate trying to lab in a playoff game. I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, and we're gonna do some hot routes until there's like a second. Oh man, he's a throw.
Oh, he's gonna get delay game.
Wow, delay of game, and they're gonna move back 5 yards. Just a bad mistake from the young, inexperienced Michael Penix. He didn't get the call in the headset fast enough. Like, I mean, you can't have that happen. But at least he'll give him time to go over it with Coach Ragin here on the sideline. And yeah, he's gonna come out and he's gonna be ready. The last time we saw prevent defense, we lost the game. So, I'd like for them not to lose the game. Little wacky play action thing there. I don't know what that was. Phoenix gonna wisely throw it away, and he's still gonna get railed. But that's gonna be a stop for the Niners. Now, you're down 3 possessions. But is there any chance the Niners figure things out?
Offensively, no. I do think we could see. I think it's more likely we see some defensive touchdowns than we do offensive.
Well, maybe if we can score and get force a fumble on a kickoff, which Ragin has had happen to him in key games in the past.
I remember.
Maybe,
those.
yeah, maybe we can see a Nick upset here, a comeback for the ages. Now, let's be honest. If Nick comes back, Ragin's retiring. Like, he's packing it up. So, do we really want that to happen? I have no idea. But
oh hell no.
But we'll see what they can draw up. So the Niners have 6 minutes to score 17. Purdy's gonna pump fake, and he takes the sack. Maybe he should have let that one fly. And now we're kind of in safety territory. So at his own 3-yard line, 97 yards to go, and it's 3rd down and 21. Do the 49ers have any magic in them? Is there any hope at all? Did Ragin just sub in like a 60 overall? Why did he do that? What's the one? Oh, he subbed in Amari Barno, so he loves to run around with this guy. Oh my God, the pressure's in, and it's gonna be intercepted. Martin with a chance to take back a second pick six, gonna get laid out by Kittle. Maybe a frustration hit there, and this is not good.
Kittle, another guy who's on his last leg that we didn't talk about. He had some big time catches, but you can't help but think the clock's on the wrong side of his age too. Man, I can't help but feel bad for all these old guys who made it to the Super Bowl, consistently made it to the playoffs, and never won a ring.
McCaffrey's playing defense. McCaffrey is looking to get his get back. He gets the tackle. Wow.
Might be for the best considering.
Why was he was in punt return middle defense? Dude, what the hell? McCaffrey runs in and makes the tackle. Maybe he needs to play defense more often. Kind of tackling Garendo there.
Is he still in?
I mean, no, I don't think so. But that's hilarious that he made the tackle. Penix play action rolling to his left. Doesn't look like he has anything. Gonna throw it away. This time he doesn't get railed.
Some very
So
smart decisions by Penis. Has made some very adult decision making.
Uh-huh.
What?
Nothing.
Why'd your
Nothing.
face do that?
Nothing. So we're in the strong close here. I used to love this formation. Not a thing I'd think about running nowadays, but Madden 20, man, I love the strong close. Holy frick.
Steady. Do you find it a coincidence that the Atlanta Falcons have had two QBs who are both of the same ethnicity, the same handness, the same first name, and both last names are one letter off from male genitalia?
Wow, I didn't even know that. Vic, the other word, Phoenix, something else. Man, I never made that connection, Doc. I got to be honest. Field goal's
Isn't
up
that
and good.
concerning?
That's a little concerning. It kind of backs up the fact, the evidence that we're living in a simulation and that none of this is real. None of us are
Yeah,
real. You
Bird
are the
doesn't
only
like
real one, and we're all AIs designed to
Yeah.
simulate what life might
Listen,
be
viewers,
like.
if your skin is
Mm.
itching, just rip it off. Just rip it off.
Anyway, Brock Purdy under center here, play action, rolling to his right. Phoenix wishes he could do that. Has nothing, gonna throw it underneath, and man, gets absolutely popped, drops the football. Technically still only down 3 scores, so if they can get in the end zone quickly, we could have a ball game here.
Really, a ball game? That's
Well,
what you think that could turn into with one touchdown?
yep. Back to throw. He has a man deep. It's Brandon Ayuk. Has to beat AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell makes the tackle. Man, what a night for Phoenix or Brock Purdy. 230 yards and only 5 interceptions with 0 touchdowns.
Yeah,
That's
only 5
amazing.
interceptions.
Back to
Big deal.
throw, rolling to his right, has nothing. Is gonna scramble out, gets railed.
Wow,
And
that
you
looks like it could be an Achilles ACL tear or something. Look at that original play call. Motion fake swing mid-screen. I don't think I've ever seen that play.
It's not what he
in that
called because he audibled to like something else, so
I
it's
do know
just
that's
wrong.
what he audible, but
Yeah,
look
but
at the original.
it's just so
Imagine seeing
funny.
that in the playbook. And
Yeah.
let me call this.
Back to throw, Purdy scrambling up the middle, and oh my god! I mean, he fought for the
At this
first
point,
down. That's
you
heart
need to
right
take
there.
Purdy out. That's
I
the
mean,
franchise.
Purdy, yeah, your
Take him out.
franchise QB is really putting his body on the line in a game where he's down by 20. I like that he has heart, but you got to wonder if he's putting his career at risk. Goes underneath the McCaffrey, spin move, can't get in. You got to get in the end zone sooner rather than later. No hurry up. Oh, man, I don't.
You need, as a manager, you need to protect your players from themselves here.
And, onside kicks very good in this game. Me and Ducky were playing around with that earlier, but Purdy needs to get in the end zone first, and this is where he struggled the most. So 3rd down and 4 coming up. There's some heavy panting on the Falcons sideline, though. So maybe this will be time for the
Would
Niners
you
to
settle
capitalize.
for 3 here to make it a little bit more respectable, or are you just going for the touchdown?
No,
at
I'm
this
going
point?
for the touchdown because settling for 3 is literally losing the game. Back to throw, clean pocket, rolling to his right, goes to McCaffrey, and man, you can tell Purdy's beat up because there was no speed, like no
Yeah,
acceleration. I
he
thought he
looked
would
like
have had a
Chris
touchdown.
Wilson.
Yeah, that was really, really gross looking. So here's the game, 4th down and 4, 2 minutes, 20 seconds remain, 3 timeouts for both teams. I mean, this would be back to throw. Over the middle to the nearest Falcon, and that's Jesse Bates, who's going to run through the offensive lineman. A finally goes down as 10, and you figure the game's over. Me personally, I'm still fighting. I'm a believer. But Brock Purdy just threw his 6th interception, and you got to wonder, when is enough enough? There's some
Yeah,
rumors about, wow, we're in, here's McCaffrey back in on defense here.
And it's not even about.
Wow, Rage is looking to throw a touchdown. What is this? McCaffrey is the last line of defense. Wow. Instant sack. That's Fred Warner. And I think the 49ers just found their new defense. What the hell? Instant pressure from Fred Warner, and he's going to get a free shot at Michael Penix. I mean, if he would have wrestled that loose for a fumble, the Falcons could be in the game.
my game.
Please wait 2 minutes. Inside run here out of the iPhone. Grendo breaking millions of tackles. Finally goes down. No timeout from the Niners sideline. So the clock is ticking here.
Yeah, I feel very bad for the Niners. You know, they probably had this game circled whenever they found out they were going to play this team, try and get rid of some demons, and just not the result you want. And we're going to see another touchdown
Oh.
overthrow by Adams. Wow.
And no, overthrow by Penix. Penix has missed lots of streaks today. And you commented how he hasn't missed many throws. I think he's missed plenty. So, now this does kind of give the Niners, I keep saying they have hope, but when your quarterback throws 6 interceptions and 0 touchdowns, how much, am I being for real? I have no idea. But
do we know if the 49ers paid Purdy?
I'd imagine he did. Lots of quarterbacks potentially available in the offseason, rumor has it, but they seem dedicated to their guy. Wow, nice throw. Ayuk on the sideline, unable to get out. They call a timeout.
That's officially game then at that point.
You need it. Onsides are really good. I understand why he did it, but it's sad. Purdy trying to find a man, steps up into pressure, ball's incomplete. 55 seconds remain.
And question for you, Steady. If you're the Niners going forward, sure you had a great season, but 3 times in a row now you've been sent home by the same team. Do you think there's any chance that this haunts them going forward? Like going forward, you're gonna eventually have to run into a team like this. Is there any hope for this team if they ever play the Falcons again?
Well, I think eventually they have to come away with a win against the Falcons, but Nick in particular, it's not even about Niners Falcons. It's about Nick v Falcons. Because we saw Nick lose a Super Bowl to them, and now we can't get past them with the Niners. Wow, nice spin from Debo, unable to get in. Timeout Niners. I mean, he literally could have a chance if he knew how to kick an onside.
For Mr. Nick, because it's got to be pretty hard to lose to the same person continuously.
I mean, it probably feels pretty terrible, but I mean, you just gotta keep grinding to get over the hump. I think Purdy is a guy that needs to go. Nick is very good at running around, kind of reminiscent of me back in my day. If he could get a quarterback that actually complements that play style, I think that would benefit Nick lots. Rolling out to his right is Purdy, throwing over the middle, has nothing, falls to the ground, incomplete. 31 seconds remain, 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I think if you're the Niners, you got to trade anyone over 25 after this offseason and just completely try to rebuild.
I honestly would agree. You sold out got all these old guys. It hasn't worked. Wow, RPO action, scrambling is Purdy, touchdown.
And do you think this is the Niners should look to retool or look to rebuild?
They should look to rebuild completely. Yes, this team, it's so bad. And when we know that Niners coach and Rajan are pretty close, right? Rajan was trying to tell him that his lack of good players in the secondary, even guys that are just fast, it's killed him. And Rajan exploited that today, threw a lot of streaks, scored many easy points.
He got the onside kick.
The Niners recover the onside kick, and this is what I was talking about. Rajan obviously didn't come out in an onside defense, so really he had this could be, oh my god, going to the outside. Oh, Falcons can't. They play the tip drill a little, but they're unable to pick it off. I mean, man, tough break for them. But there is still hope here in front of this Niners home crowd. We'll see what Purdy can draw up. Back to throw. Rolling to his right, throwing a wheel. I don't think he's... Another tip drill, and he's unable to pick it. I mean, man, this is... I have no idea. I mean, I think a bullet pass still would have gotten picked. It's just not going to work. This could work better. You spread them out. you know, there's going to be some point in the field where it's single coverage. Wins on the press on the outside. Does he see him? He goes over the middle to where all the defenders are, and it's intercepted. Jesse Bates could take this one back if he desires. Cuts it back in. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Goes down, and that's probably going to be the ball game unless we see, you know, a timeout. But was exciting, you know. Did you guys believe at all for a second that he could make the comeback, or no, no,
No,
no?
I can't say I did.
Well, he tried, and it was magical. My favorite moment of the game was Christian McCaffrey getting a tackle. That was amazing. The clock runs out, and that is going to be a Falcons victory. So they'll move on, and they'll take on either the Packers or the Giants with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line.
Next week.
I mean, I'm not going to say all that, but thanks for tuning in. It was an honor to have you guys in the booth. Yeah, thanks for coming out.
It was our pleasure
Man,
too.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, man.